What's going on in your life, Ada?
Fine.
What's new, girl?
Well, everything is new. The Bible says once you give your life to Christ, the old man is gone and everything is new.
Yes.
I am settling in with this Ada because this is not that I
This
know.
is working for you?
It's a lot of work, but it's okay.
I love that. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's a process. I mean, Christianity, if you cross to Christ, it's a process. The Bible says that you become born again like a new baby. And can you just imagine you are all grown and you're becoming a baby again? You have to take the form of Christ, your original form. And it's a process.
You have been through a lot in life. You have experienced, a lot of things.
Yeah.
You've been mocked. You've been laughed at. You've been rejected. You've been teased. You've been accused. Basically all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, we've read from different headlines to we don't know what to believe and what to buy. The whole old story of whatever that happened. And at that this and at that. It was a whole lot, but you've decided to embrace, a new life.
Yeah.
And this is working for you.
Yes. First off, I didn't decide to embrace a new life. Actually, I gave up on myself because...
What do you mean by you gave up on yourself?
Okay, so growing up or becoming, I've got a lot of men of God who come away and say, yo, Ada, you know what, you're going to be a woman of God. You're going to be a woman of God. And then it became so much that it was annoying to me. So no church. I didn't like to hear prophet stuff, I only want to go to a church where there's a teacher that you don't have to tell me that because, the prophets, look into the future and they say all of that. I didn't want to have anything to do with prophet because seriously, am I a woman of the devil right now? Are you serious? I didn't want to hear that. And up until 2015, when I had the knockoff of my life, and at that point, 2015, I saw it as a bitter experience at that point. Just wake up one day and I'm on the headlines. It's knocked me, but before the major, I have had SAPs where get ill, almost about dying, you're saved by Christ. I come back, I remember I came back on radio and one time I said, okay, my name is Rev, I'm called Reverend Sister Dalicious Sada because I didn't die.
You're called what? You're called what?
Reverend Sister Dalicious Sada, I remember. Because I didn't die. I got really sick and I was just about dying and I left to Nigeria.
What was wrong with you then?
I don't know. I started throwing up blood and every other thing. It was quite, And so when I came back into Ghana, I mean, back the man of God who took care of me said again that you're going to be...
What country is this?
I went to Nigeria, so when I came back, I was like, okay, I'm a Rev, I have changed. And after 2 months, Charlie, I was back. The same old me, same. The thing has tear my eyes, The thing has tear my eyes. And I went back until 2015 had that big knockoff, and it felt like a very terrible experience for me. So I said, well, honestly, my strength, my power, what I know I can do.
Did 2015 push you into this decision making or push you into, accepting this call?
Yeah, 2015 didn't push me. It made me understand that it was time.
Really?
And the more I wasted time, it wasn't actually, the punishment wasn't going to go on other people. I was going to face it by myself. So you have to accept your God call. You did
what you did for love. We read a whole lot, Ada.
Yeah.
I don't know the truth.
Yeah.
Even though I think we spoke on radio
a couple of times.
Then, but I honestly do not know the truth. And now you can't believe everything that's on the internet. I mean, you can never believe everything that's on the internet. What was the actual story?
Okay, so
that brought about a shift.
I wouldn't want to go back into that
we can
story,
it.
But I'm just going to say 2 lines. I didn't stage that rape, and I didn't do that for anybody. I mean, nothing of that the police said. I always would say that if I had done that, I would stand up tall. Nobody can do anything to me. I know myself. Really. If I say I've done it, what can you do? First off, because Ada I know is strong. What can you do?
Yeah.
You can't do nothing. Okay. You don't feed me, you don't pay my bills, And why should I do that? But again, I'm not in that section of my life where I want people to believe whether or not I did that. I could care less. Do you understand? Whether I did that, I'm here. Whether I did not do that, I am here. So I am overgone trying to say, oh, you need to believe me. Yeah, the story was like that. I'm done. I don't care. I'm here. Do you like this woman? Yes. Can you trust her? Yes. Do you believe her story? Does she empower you? Yes. No, if she doesn't empower you, well, there are others who can empower you. I don't have to win everybody to myself. I'm called for some people, right? Those who have my storyline, those who've gone through what I have gone through, the accusation, the rejection, where nobody believes you, and every other thing.
Who rejected you?
A lot. I mean, friends. Family, friends.
Why did they reject you?
Don't you think it? I think that here now, I think it's too much a blow. Even if I were any of my family members, for you to wake up one day and have a headline that your daughter or your cousin or your sister.
But why would I reject you because something happened to you?
You know, people react to things differently. So give them the benefit of the doubt.
I do understand
Honestly,
that.
if it has happened to me, maybe today I'll say, oh, I wouldn't have rejected you, but for brand's sake, for position's sake, for whatever reasons best to them, and I'm not judging anybody. It's all good. If they had embraced me, I wouldn't have been here.
Well,
do you understand? The situation was God letting everybody give up on you, for you to know that he's the only one who has been there for you from day one. Because I think that my faith was going into my job, my fan base, my family, my money, my fame. It was taking my time that I couldn't see.
At that point where you felt rejected, where you felt like, you know, this is the shoulder that I can lean on, you know, no matter what happens, but you didn't have, you know, any. How did you feel the love of God, and how did you know that this is the love of God? And that is what is keeping you.
Okay, so I was emotionally very broken. Very broken, very, very broken, like very broken into 0 pieces. I didn't have any reason to leave for the next day at all, not at all. And so at some point, my best option was suicide, because, you know.
So you really wanted to take your life?
Yes, I tried.
Because nobody cared?
Because
at that particular
yes,
moment?
because not even nobody can't anybody. Don't anybody know me anymore. Like, I am a super cool, smart, intelligent girl. Like, yo, I know myself. If you know me, you know that this thing is far off from me. Something is missing. Can't somebody, you know, figure that from the story and myself that there's something gone wrong that you should twist? Why is everybody going that direction? You know,
maybe if it hadn't happened that way, you probably wouldn't be a lady reverend by now.
Yeah. So I got too broken, and anytime I think I tried suicide in the hospital whilst I have police.
What did you try doing?
They have this chunk of drugs they give me, a lot of them, and usually they don't keep my drugs around me because psychological calculation, you foresee I'll commit suicide. The pressure that it's coming. So no drugs, no Dettol, no, those stuff are not around me. But one time, for some reason, I think my caretaker forgot and left the Dettol and every other thing around me, right? And so I woke up at night, and I used to have police sitting by me, but the police sat outside. Yes, the police sat outside. Okay. And so I woke up at night, and I picked my bottle of Dettol with all the drugs that I had, which I know that if you even take an overdose of those drugs, you can easily lose your life. I can read, so I know what I was taking. And so I put all of them together, and then I added my Dettol to it, and then I took it. And
were you going to detox or what at that?
No, but I mean, that should like literally die. Like you sleep and not wake up.
So wait, did you take it?
I did.
Hey. And you're sitting here today.
I know. And I was having sleep crisis. In like 72 hours, I can barely sleep for like 15 minutes. So in the ward, when they hear that Ada is sleeping, all the nurses will start, shh, Ada is asleep, Ada is asleep. Because I will not sleep. I'm always up. I'm battling, I can't sleep. This is not true, you know. And you know, when I took that thing that day, I woke up the next day about 12 noon.
You slept?
Overslept.
Wait. Wait. What, spiritual sleeping tablets or spiritual sleeping concoctions or what?
The doctors usually check on me.
You tried committing suicide.
Yeah.
Let me say you actually
When
did.
I committed
because
suicide.
when you committed
tried,
the suicide,
I committed, yeah. I
mixed, all types of drugs.
Yeah.
With the disinfectant, right?
Yeah.
And you drank it.
I didn't even have a stomach
And
pain. Oh, my dear. I don't even know how I drank it.
Hey.
And I remember I typed. After taking it, I had my computer. And I write every day of my life what is happening to me. So my lawyer, Simon, was actually my best friend. So I left him a note and said that in all of those things, I didn't know you before this, but you're the only one person who has showed me love. And I appreciate you. And I know he's the only person who can access that stuff. So he would have seen it when I'm gone, and he would have understood because he knew I was going through so much. He didn't know me from Adams. He just came by, he liked me. And then, we connect. Honestly,